Hey guys, welcome back. Today it's raining outside, so I finally get to work on a project that has needed worked on. This is of very high importance to me. I'll flip you around, let you see what we're doing. What we're working on is my Pitboss, and you can see this thing is filthy dirty because I use it a lot. What's happened is it's quit working basically, and I've had it apart. I'll get it all cleaned up and I'll show you exactly what we're doing. The reason I'm making the video is because I could not find this problem on the internet. I'm getting ready to tear into that box and I'll let you see what I find, and hopefully we can fix it. Okay, I got it all stripped out. I took my shop vac and I cleaned it out really good. I'll try to show you here. That's the auger, and right now it has stopped. And what it'll do is it'll make one revolution and stop at that same spot every time. So let me grab a screwdriver and I'll show you that one revolution. Okay, I just took my screwdriver and I give it a jump start, and now it's turning. I wish I could get it where you can see it. It turns really, really slow. It's just not going to pick it up. But there you can kind of see it, and it's going to stop right there again. See, right there it just stopped. Now the first thing I did was cleaned all the pellets out of that tube, and I'll tell you the secret how to do that. In the hopper, you take this plate right here on the back, pull that out, get you a 5-gallon bucket, put underneath this chute here, pull this plate out, and all your pellets are going to fall in your bucket. Now, after I had that out, after I had this empty, I took my leaf blower and I put it right here and I just blew all that out, just boom, real fast. That's a trick I've learned. This is about the 4th time that I've had to take this down and work on it. But I've never had this problem before. I suspect there's a bad spot in the motor, so I'm going to unhook the power. I'm going to take this box off, get the motor, unhook it from the auger, and see if the motor does that by itself. And let's get started on that. Okay, there's several videos to show you how to take this apart, what you do basically is pull that bottom cover off the bottom, and then there's 4 screws, 2 on each side right there. And then I just took, a lot of people will use a 5-gallon bucket. I took my adjustable stool, I leaned it down, raised my stool up, and it holds it nice and level right there. Now that I'm confident I'm not going to get shocked, I've plugged it back in, turned the power on, and I'll show you. And you can see the motor's turning, the rotor's slowly, or the auger's slowly turning. It's going to make a revolution and stop again. Okay, now it's stopped. Now, be careful of this fan. I'm going to be careful because that's still turning. I don't think that's bad enough to hurt me. But what I did was I wiggled this a little bit. I don't know that it's supposed to move like that. And that was enough to get it going. So now I'm going to take that bolt for the auger out and have it just be hooked to the motor, or have nothing hooked to the motor, and see if the motor turns. If the motor gets around to that bad spot again, there's a bad spot in that motor. If it gets around there and stops, there's a bad spot in that motor, and I'm going to replace that motor. So right now, I'm going to shut it back off, unplug it again, take that auger free from the motor. Okay, this part has been a little tricky. This is how I've found that I'm going to be able to get to the nut and the bolt at the same time. I found the Allen head bolt to be a 7/16. Need a 7/16 wrench, and the nut to be a 5/16. So I got a 5/16 1/4-inch drive deep well on there, and there was a Phillips screw here. I took that out so that I could slide the auger out a little bit, and that's where I'm at. I've almost got it out, but I thought it would be helpful if you knew what sizes those were. Okay, I got everything plugged in. I'm going to turn it back on. Try not to get hit by that fan. There it's turning. So we've made a full revolution and it's still going. So that tells me there's not a problem with the motor. Now I gotta find out what the problem is. So I'm going to unhook my power and I'm going to get this motor out of the way, and I'm going to mess with this auger a little bit, see if it's getting in a bind. Alright, I'm going to have to unhook the wires to get this out of the way, and these plugs are not polka yoked where you could when you put it back together you can get it wrong. So I'm going to let you know that the white from the grill goes to the purple white on the controller. The yellow from the grill goes to the white yellow on the controller. The red from the motor goes to the white red on the controller. The white grill, or I'm sorry, the white black on the grill goes to the white black on the controller. I'll get those taken apart and then we'll move this out of the way and we'll work on that auger a little bit more. I got that swung around out of the way, and I can turn this with very little effort, and one time I felt it get in a bind. So I'm not sure. So now I'm going to pull this out and see if anything looks funky there. If I can. Of course, that's going to be in the way. So I'm going to drop I need both hands. Okay, I don't know if I can show you this with one hand. Here's the auger, and I laid it on a flat surface. Here, I'll just show you. And it is good and true. See, it's not warped or anything like that. I checked it good. There's not any burrs anywhere on it. I'm convinced this auger is fine. Here's the nylon bushing. I thought perhaps it could be wore out, but I mean, I think that's acceptable tolerance for how tight that needs to be. I don't see excessive shining on here where it's really worked on this to wear it out. So I don't think it's that bushing. I showed you that it spins good in there. It still feeds the pellets in when it needs to. It's just, it's plenty loose. I don't see anything wrong. So at this point, I'm a little stumped. Now, the grill's only coming up on 2 years old. So I'm sure it's supposed to last more than that. It does set outside, but I keep a cover over it. I keep two covers over it. You've seen the outdoor kitchen video. If you haven't, I'll put the link to that in the description. But that covers the grill. Plus I put a grill cover over this. So I don't think it's had excessive exposure to the elements. I just don't know. I don't think that I have used it quite a bit, but I think that fan should last more than 1 3/4 years. So I don't know what else to do other than call Pitboss. I'm gonna see, I got the owner's manual up here. I'll give them a call, see if they have any suggestions. I'm gonna go ahead and post this video as part 1. I will put part 2 as soon as I know and have it fixed, because I do not plan on throwing this baby away. It costs too much money, and I'm sure I can fix it. From what I've seen on spare parts, their spare parts are pretty reasonable. So we'll get this one posted, and then we'll let you know with part 2 what we did to fix it. Okay, I had a thought. When I started putting it back together, I was looking at it a little more, and there's a lot of play in this motor. So I don't think the auger's getting in a bind. I think the shaft of the motor could be getting in a bind, because I just don't think that's supposed to hang there like that. There are no parts missing. You saw everything. I mean, there's nothing here I'm going to make a wedge to hold that motor square with the auger, about like that. And I'm going to see what that does. Actually, what I'm going to do, I got it hooked back up. I'm going to plug it in, and I'm just going to hold the motor right there real carefully and see if it makes more than one revolution. Okay, so apparently that's my problem. I'm holding the motor up to where the shaft of the motor is square with the shaft of the auger, and this is my second or third revolution, and it just keeps on going. Perhaps it's worked all along because the motor was stronger, and now with almost 2 years of work and little grease and stuff getting in the motor, it's now not working, doesn't have the power it once did. But we are working fine. So I'm going to make a shim of some sort to go under right here to hold this motor where it's square. I tell you what, let's just let it down and see if it stops. You see it had a bit of a problem there. But it is still going. There, didn't like it. So I don't know what that did. I don't know what's happened there. Interesting. This one's a mystery. Intermittent failures stink. They are no fun. I'm gonna keep working on it. Alright, so the fan's turning here, but it has stopped again. What I did to get it going was I just turned the heat up and it took off again. Oh, now there it's going again. I don't know what to do. I think I'm going to replace that motor, but I'm going to call Pitboss first and see what they say. There it stopped again. I just feel like that should not be like that. I feel like there should be something under there. I don't know what it would hurt to. See that weird angle there? Alright. Okay, I made myself some wedges here to get it where it was square. And that did not change the result. It'll get around every once in a while and it'll get in a bind. See right there, it just stopped and it may take off. It's still trying. There, see now it's gonna go. I kind of question if it hasn't always done this or how long it's been doing it. But I may still replace that motor. Actually, it doesn't look like I got it quite square enough yet. Maybe I could lean there and see there. I think it needs to look a little bit like that. If I have my wedges out this way, the fan hit them. I need to get it stopped again. There it's going again. Probably going to replace the motor. Let's see if it stops while I hold it. It did. I think what I'm going to do is replace that motor. There it's going again. Aggravating. Okay, so I got the owner's manual out, read it a little bit. It says I got to have the original receipt from 2 years ago. I don't have that. I do have the model number and the serial number, and there is a 5-year warranty. So I should be able to show that this grill's probably not 5 years old. Just by the serial number, I would think, because I've not owned it 2 years yet, that they should be able to tell that it's not 5 years, not past that warranty. The book does say that they're 7 days a week, Monday through Sunday. I called, that no longer applies. It's now Monday through Saturday, so I'll call back tomorrow and go ahead and put this video out so you guys can see the problem I'm having. It's the only one I've seen. I've not seen one on YouTube where anyone had this same problem. So like I said, we'll have part 2. I'll let you know what they said. If I have to buy a motor, if there's something else. Oh, there is a diagram in there, and there's not a wedge or anything goes under that motor like I suspected. Maybe got lost or never got put in there. The diagram does not show one in there. So that's about all I can do today. Sorry this isn't going to be any help, but stay tuned for part 2. Subscribe if you haven't already. We'd love to have all the subscribers we can get. As always, we thank you all for watching. We'll see you on the next one. Bye.